So I want to tell you a little bit about the features of the Refinance Report. There are four main features. It's easy to create. You can just tap a button and it generates this beautiful report. You can instantly share it from your phone to anywhere you want because it's a URL. You can text it, you can send it to the client on their Facebook, you can email it, you can do whatever you want. It's a URL. You can even copy and paste it to wherever you want. So it's very easy to create and very easy to share. It's also branded. So your contact information, your profile picture, your logo. We also have your custom theme. So if you have configured your colors, your reports are always going to contain that. And the beauty of it is that if you do change your contact information or your picture or even your theme, all your reports are synchronized to see all that. So it's pretty neat because they're not hard-coded, they're not in stone. So it's branded and it's also dynamic. It's almost like a business card that morphs itself whenever you change your phone number or you change your picture. So that's right on top of each report. Further, if someone shares your report, if you send it to a referral partner or the client sends it to a referral partner, your contact information is always carried with it. So that's super cool. And my favorite, live updates. So we've linked the app with the report in such a way that if you're changing the scenario on your phone, it will automatically update the report because it's live and it's in real time too. So you can actually do it, save it here, and instantly the report is updated. All right, so that's live updates. I'm going to show you how it all works, but let's talk about the last piece, which is when someone views your report, you want to get notified. We spoke to a broker about this a long time ago, and he was wondering, because there are times you don't hear from the client after weeks because they're busy. Everyone is busy and they haven't looked at the report. And you're wondering, should you bother them? Should you follow up? Is this the right time? Do you look too desperate if you do? So this feature will actually let you sit back and relax. And if someone goes and views the report, you know right away. So you can wait a couple days. If they haven't viewed it, they really haven't viewed it. It's not like they viewed it and they are ignoring you. And also the other benefit to this notification is that if you do send it and they do view it, let's say 2-3 days later, you can now time yourself whether you should follow up right away or you should follow up in a couple of hours because it's fresh in their mind. It's a great time to talk about these things. So let's generate a report. And it's super easy, right? I told you guys it's one touch. So here's the one touch. One touch. One touch to generate, one touch to share. Actually, there's two touches to share. So when you first do it, you see a preview. And I'm just going to walk through the preview just to show you what it actually contains. The Refinance Report contains the current situation. So we thought it's great to show that first because the client is familiar with that. When people see something familiar to them first, they'll get interested. It's like a book when you first open it up and the first chapter talks about you. Like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to read further. So the current situation is right there. This sort of sets the stage. This is my current situation. I have my current mortgage amount. I'm currently getting this rate. This is how much I'm paying. This is how much time is left. I have a total of $89,000 debt. That's how much interest I'm paying. I didn't know that, but thanks for letting me know. But I have this much equity for takeout. Cool. And now the second section is the proposed. This is what you propose. This is what all the configuration we did in the new mortgage, which is this is your new mortgage amount. This is your new rate. That's your payments. And of course, if you have extended your amortization or you have accelerated the effective amortization would show a different number. Also, we added the balance end of the remaining term. So at the end of term, this would be the balance with the proposed solution. We've also consolidated 4 debts in the amount of $69,000. This is how much equity we take out. And you saw that I did take out some equity. And total equity access was $180,000. So really left nothing. And then finally, this is the summary of the whole thing, which is we're going to compare interest, payment, and time. Those are really the three things that we compare with. So the first step is the interest, which shows a nice graph about this is your current interest. This would be your finance cost, and then this would be the new interest. And hopefully the sum of the refinance cost and the new interest is lower, and it is by about $3,000 here. And then we're comparing payments. So obviously our new payments are much lower. You can see right there. And then it gets into more details. So for that, I want to actually show it to you on a big screen. And the way to do it is you can just tap share right here, and you can choose how you like to share. Some clients like to communicate over text, some through email, some through WhatsApp, some through Snapchat. But it's whatever app you currently have on your phone and it supports a URL, it will show up here. So in addition to that, right here bottom, so this is the iOS version, by the way. So Android would be a little bit different. But here, I'm just going to copy it. And what I've done right now is I copied it to my clipboard on my phone. And because my phone, my iTunes account is connected to my Mac, I can just paste it here. And this is the URL. I'm going to show you how the URL looks like. It's a private URL. It has a bunch of characters that no one can guess. So you could securely send this to a client and no one will be able to find this URL unless you send it to them. So we talked about the current situation. We talked about the proposed solution, the summary, and here's all the details. And this is just a side-by-side comparison of current and the proposed. So all the details are in here. I mean, we can spend hours going through this, not hours, but minutes. But I encourage you to go through it once. At least you're familiar with the report. You can explain it. It even shows the break even. And you can even tell the client, not only we took care of your prepayment penalty, but also the additional interest that roll-in will cause. Usually this is not considered. You got your payment comparison at the bottom here with your current and your proposed. And if you have any debts, it will show here as well. So currently we have this much debt payments, and proposed solution, we don't. Yet our payments are lowered by $13,000 per year. Then you got your time comparison. So if there's no difference, it will show no change. Your prepayment penalty and fees, and nice graph to show you the breakdowns and all the debts that were consolidated. At the bottom of every report generated is a report ID. So this is good to locate the report. And actually, if you look at it, it matches exactly the URL. So this is the report ID. Additionally, you got your QR code. This QR code is custom to you. When someone scans this QR code and you have the Pro app, it will download your app, you get a notification, and you get a new user and hopefully a new lead. So that's the report. Right on top, you can download a PDF and your company logo and stuff will show up here. And this is the contact information I was telling you about. Okay, the other feature of this particular is that if somebody goes and views your report, I'm just going to load it, you get an instant notification on your phone. And when you tap on it, it gives you all the details. It even tells you what device it was accessed from. We couldn't get the IP of the person because Apple will restrict it, so we couldn't really get to see it. So that's why we only included what we could see. And if you're not sure which report this is, there's a link in here. You can just tap it and it will open it up for you. That's it. That is the report for you. So I talked about a live update. It's very simple to do. If you do change any of the parameters, let's say I'm going to change this, prepayment penalty, bring it down. All you have to do is save it now. It doesn't automatically save like the other tools because it's a lot of data and we don't want to constantly use your data plan to push data up to the cloud. So we've added this menu option here that you could just save. So all you do is just save that, you get a notification, and on the client side, it should get updated. So let's see, prepayment penalty down to 8,500. Very, very, very simple. Okay, that sort of ends the Refinance Analyzer part 3. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I just want to point out something. I'm recording all these videos. I'm editing them. I'm creating a tutorial video library. So if you're interested to access this, the email I'm going to send out this week will have a link to it. But if you want to get there faster, simply scan this QR code. And this will take you directly to the Vimeo library, or you can wait for my email tomorrow.